I'm Joycebelle D, Concepcion, and I'm going to report about the bacteria and their types. First, bacteria are microscopic organisms which are often known as germs and microbes. The cell structure is simpler than that of other organisms as there is no nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. Instead, their control center containing the genetic information is contained in a single loop of DNA. Yang hindi ko na naman po papaka-explain ang bacteria kasi lahat naman po tayo ay pamilyar dito. And so, ang bacteria po ay nakukuha natin sa mga maduduming paligid o kay madudumi nating mga hinahawakan. And ito po ay hindi nakikita ng ating mismong mata. Ginagamitan po ito ng microscope, kaya nga po siya tinawag na microbes. Bacteria are classified into 5 groups according to their basic shape or cluster. First is spherical. Bacteria shaped like a ball are called cocci, and a single bacterium in a coccus example includes Streptococcus group responsible for strep throat. Coccus bacteria known as cocci are oval-shaped or spherical bacteria. When these cocci divided are reproduced, they recreate different patterns depending on their type. Meaning po, habang nagre-reproduce po itong bacteria ito, ay sila po ay nagre-recreate depending po dun sa patterns po. Tulad nga po ng coccus, yun po ay pa-bilog dahil nga po spherical. Last pong type ng bacteria ay rod-shaped. These are known as bacilli or singular bacillus. Some rod-shaped bacteria are curved. These are known as vibrio. Examples of rod-shaped bacteria include Bacillus anthracis, anthracis, or anthrax. So, nakikita nyo naman po sa picture na yan ay para pong medyo pahaba sila na magkakadose. So, yun po ang itsura ng rod-shape. Then, ito pong rod-shaped bacteria na to ay kalimitang nakikita natin sa different taxonomic groups of bacteria. So, the third classification of bacteria is the spiral. These are known as spirilla, or in its singular, spirillus. If their cord is very tight, they are known as spirochetes. Leptospirosis, Lyme disease, and syphilis are caused by bacteria of this shape. So, yun nga po, madali po natin mai-classify ang spiral dahil mukha po siyang parang S or kaya ay parang spring ng mga notebook. Ganun po ang kanyang itsura. So, this spiral bacteria can be subclassified by the number of twists per cell thickness, cell flexibility, and motility. Then, the fourth classification of bacteria is the comma. Vibrio bacteria naturally live in certain coastal waters and are present in higher concentration between May and October when water temperature are warmer. So, yun nga po, dun po natin sila nakikita sa mga coastal area. And also, this Vibrio is a genus of gram-negative bacteria possessing a curved rod comma shape, several species of which can cause foodborne infection, usually associated with eating undercooked seafoods. Yun nga po, katulad nga po ng kanina, sila po ay sa mga coastal area and siguro po common nga po sila sa mga seafoods. So the last classification of bacteria is the corkscrew. Spirochetes are widely distributed in nature as well as free-living bacteria, as metabolic symbionts of insects, and as commensals and parasites of animals. So, parang hawigin po siya nung sa spiral kasi medyo pa S po ang kanyang shape and para po siyang ahas. So, ito pong last na classification ng bacteria ay kapag po sila ay umiibo ay pabilog po o kaya ay pa-rotation po ang kanilang gana. So, tulad po ng sabi ko kanina, sila po ay free-living or host-associated. They are found in the human oral cavity, gastrointestinal tracts of humans, mammals, insects, and marine environment. Ito pong last classification of bacteria na to ay makikita po natin sa ating mga ngipin.
I'm Esther Panganiban, and I'm going to report the examples of bacteria. Cyanobacteria. Its blue-green algae are microorganisms that structurally resemble bacteria. They lack a nucleus and organelles. However, unlike other bacteria, cyanobacteria contain chlorophyll, they conduct oxygenic photosynthesis. Some species of cyanobacteria produce toxins that affect animals and humans. People may be exposed to cyanobacteria toxins by drinking or bathing in contaminated water. Ito pong cyanobacteria, ito po ay blue-green algae. And nakaka-affect po ito sa animals and humans, lalo na po kung ma-expose yung mga tao sa contaminated na tubig. Kapag po sila po ay naligo or iniligo po nila yon or ininom. The number 1 is cocci. Staphylococcus pneumoniae, which causes pneumonia. Ito po yung bacteria na nagkakos ng pneumonia. Number 2 is bacilli. Under po nito ay Escherichia coli, which found in our gut to aid in digestion. And another under po nito ay Salmonella enterica, infect birds and domestic animals, an important pathway for human infection. Tetanus is an infection caused by bacteria, Clostridium tetani, which is commonly found in soil, saliva, dust, and manure. The bacteria generally enter through a break in the skin, such as a cut or puncture wound by a contaminated object. Tayo po, familiar na po tayo sa tetano sa Tagalog. Kasi po, ito po ay nakukuha po, halimbawa po, isang pako na kalawangin. Kapag po nadagil po tayo doon, may posibilidad po na makakuha po tayo ng tetano. And marami pong uri, meron pong yero. Basta po, ito po yung bacteria kung saan naroon po yun sa isang object na yun. The number 3 example of bacteria is Spirilla. Under po nito ay Campylobacter bacteria, kung saan it can get into your system if you eat undercooked poultry. Unpasteurized milk can also have Campylobacteria. Ito po ay yung kapag po may na-overcook, undercook, yung po mga na-unpasteurized, maaari po kayo makakuha ng bacteria po ito. The number 4 example of bacteria is Vibrio. Under po nito is cholera. It is an infectious disease caused by Vibrio cholera that causes severe watery diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and even death if untreated. Vibrio aguilarum is a marine bacterium inhabitant of the estuarine and marine coastal ecosystem worldwide. It is an important fish pathogen. The number 5 example of bacteria is spirochetes. Under po nito is leptospirosis. It is a bacterial disease caused by Leptospira species that affects human and animals. Humans become infected through direct contact with the urine of infected animals. Yung makakakuha po tayo ng bacteria na ito, lalo na po kapag po naulan. Yung po mga rats, yung po mga urine po ng mga yan, kapag po may sugat tayo, once na lagyan po tayo niyan, may posibilidad po tayo na magkameron ng leptospirosis. And relaxing fever is a vector-borne disease caused by Borrelia recurrentis, which is transmitted through the bites of lice or soft-bodied ticks.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Cidro, and let's talk about the benefits of bacteria in our industry. So first is food. Bacteria obtain lactobacillus along with yeast and molds have been used to make fermented foods such as cheese, pickles, soy sauce, sauerkraut, vinegar, wine, beer. And bacteria are also used in the processing of coffee and cocoa beans, but are not found in the end products of lactobacillus bacteria. Also lives in the intestines of humans and animals, where their growth inhibits the growth of potential pathogenic bacteria. So, second is medicine. Bacteria are used to produce antibiotics, vaccine, and medical useful enzymes. Most antibiotics are made by bacteria that live in soils. Actinomycetes such as Streptomyces produce tetracyclines, erythromycin, streptomycin, rifamycin, and ivermectin. And third is pollution cleanup. Some organisms are able to break down compounds such as petroleum or pesticides, which makes them useful in mining, pollution, cleanup, and waste processing. Bacteria that can digest the hydrocarbons in petroleum can be used to clean up oil spill. The fourth one is waste disposal and biogas production. Aerobic and anaerobic bacteria are used to decompose sewage waste. They break down organic matter into harmless, soluble sludge in settling tanks. The methane gas produced is used as an energy source. And the last one is nutrients recycling. Bacteria and other microorganisms that are able to digest complex molecules such as lignin and cellulose are important in composting. Lignin and cellulose are components of plant cell walls. Composting is the aerobic process of breaking down organic materials into simpler molecules to return nutrients to the soil. And viruses. Viruses are infectious agents with both living and non-living characteristics. They can infect animals, plants, and even other microorganisms. Viruses that infect only bacteria are called bacteriophages, and those that infect only fungi are termed mycophages. There are even some viruses called virophages that infect other viruses. Viruses can also be crystallized, which no other living organisms can do. It is these factors that lead to viruses being classified in the gray area between the living and non-living. Thank you.
Classification of virus. Based on their host, viruses can be classified into three types, namely animal viruses, plant viruses, and bacteriophages. Animal viruses. Animal viruses are recognized by the diseases they cause, plant viruses by the disease and plant species that serve as hosts, and microbial viruses by the organism they infect. Animal viruses such as HIV are frequently enveloped. Envelope viruses have membranes surrounding caps. In addition, animal viruses may enter a host cell by either receptor-mediated endocytosis or by changing shape and entering the cell through the cell membrane. Viruses cause diseases in humans and other animals. Plant viruses are viruses that affect plants. Many plant viruses are filamentous. They are usually long and cylindrical. Like all other viruses, plant viruses are obligate intracellular parasites that do not have the molecular machinery to replicate without a host. Plant viruses can be pathogenic to higher plants. In addition, plant viruses are transmitted in a number of ways, the most important of which is through insect bites, primarily by aphids and plant hoppers. And last, a bacteriophage. A bacteriophage is a type of virus that infects bacteria. In fact, the word bacteriophage literally means bacteria eater, because bacteriophages destroy their host cells. All bacteriophages are composed of a nucleic and molecule that is surrounded by a protein structure. Some infect bacteria and are known as bacteriophages, whereas others are known to infect algae, protozoa, fungi, invertebrates, vertebrates, or vascular plants.
The examples of virus. The number one example of virus is Marburg virus. Marburg virus is similar to Ebola in that both can cause hemorrhagic fever, meaning that infected people develop high fevers and bleeding throughout the body that can lead to shock, organ failure, or death. Ito pong Marburg virus na ito ay na-identify ng mga scientists noong 1967 na nagkameron po ng small outbreaks sa Germany. The number two example of virus is Ebola virus. Ebola virus is spread through contact with blood or other body fluids or tissue from infected people or animals. Ang una pong outbreaks ng Ebola virus ay nakita po sa Republic of Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo noong pong 1976. The number three example is rabies. Rabies is a fatal but preventable viral disease. It can spread to people and pets if they are bitten or scratched by a rabid animal. Ito po, alam naman po natin, familiar po talaga tayo sa rabies. Ito po talaga po yung nanggagaling po sa mga hayop, sa mga pusa, sa mga aso, sa mga ahas. The number 4 example is HIV. It is a virus that damages the immune system. The immune system helps the body fight off infections. If a lifelong condition and currently there is no cure. Ito pong HIV na ito po ay alam naman po natin nakukuha po ito kapag po nag-intercourse ang dalawa pong sex, lalo na po kung yung pong isa po ay meron, talaga pong magkakahawa na po. Number 5 example of virus is dengue. It is the most common and important arthropod-borne viral or arboviral illness in humans. It is transmitted by mosquitoes of the genus Aedes. Alam na po natin yung dengue, ito talaga po galing po ito sa mga lamok. And sa dengue po, talagang may sintomas po talaga na mataas po yun. Number 6 virus is coronavirus or COVID-19. The coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. Infected patients may exhibit symptoms such as fever, cough, shortness of breath, and in some cases, muscle pain and sore throat.
Good day everyone, I am Wenslee C. Mendoza and I am here to report about coronavirus disease or COVID-19. Let's watch a 1-minute video presentation about coronavirus disease. The 2019 novel coronavirus or 2019 nCoV have become the major pathogens of emerging respiratory disease outbreaks. They are a large family of single-stranded RNA viruses that can be isolated in different animal species. For reasons yet to be explained, these viruses can cross species barriers and can cause in humans illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases. So, nagkaroon ng coronavirus noong December 2019. Ang coronavirus ay isang uri ng malalaking virus kung saan nagdudulot ng sakit mula sa sipon hanggang sa mas malubhang sakit tulad ng MERS-CoV or Middle East Respiratory Syndrome at SARS-CoV or Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome. Ang merong cases ngayon sa Pilipinas ay umabot na sa 50,000. Tapos yung mga recovered ay nasa 14,000. May 3 proteins ang coronavirus. Una ay E protein or envelope protein, yung kulay yellow sa picture. Envelope protein has function during infection beyond assembly, including in virus egress and in the host stress response. So, ang envelope protein, it is the small membrane protein in coronavirus. Siya rin yung pinaka-minor component ng virus particles. Next is spike protein or S protein, yung kulay red sa picture. It is a multifunctional molecular machine that mediates coronavirus entry into host cells. So, coronavirus invade human cells through spike protein. Ayon sa professor ng biosciences, kapag na-figure out ang shape ng spike protein, doon lang din nila malalaman kung paano matatarget ang virus. Next is M protein or membrane protein. It is the most abundant structural protein and defines the shape of the viral envelope, turning cellular membranes into workshops where virus and host factors come together to make new virus particles. Where did the coronavirus originated? Originally, the virus was understood to have originated in a food market in Wuhan and subsequently spread from animal to human. Some research has claimed that the cross-species transmission may be between snake and human. However, this claim has been contested. Madaming nagsasabi na ang coronavirus daw ay nagmula sa food market sa Wuhan, China. Dahil nga iba't ibang uri ng pagkain ang nandoon. Iba't ibang uri ang kinakain. However, in an interview with Senator Tom Cotton R. Ark, suggested that the coronavirus may have become from a virology laboratory in Wuhan, China, where the outbreak emerged. Tapos may mga haka-haka na ang coronavirus daw ay isang bioweapon na kung saan ay nagmula sa laboratory sa Wuhan, China. A study published in February found the coronavirus found in bats shared 96% of the same genetic makeup as the novel coronavirus, but it wasn't a direct link, so the bat had to have infected another species which then infected humans. Symptoms. Signs and symptoms of coronavirus disease 2019 may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. Incubation period is the period between exposure to an infection and the appearance of the first symptoms. Ang incubation period ay yung bilang ng araw na ang isang tao ay na-expose sa virus na mula sa unang araw hanggang sa makaramdam siya ng unang sintomas. Ang pinakamahabang incubation period ay 14 days. Ibig sabihin, ang isang tao na na-expose doon sa sakit ay maaaring hindi makaramdam ng sintomas sa loob ng 14 days. Kaya ito na rin ang naging basehan kung bakit kailangan mag-isolate ng at least 14 days para hindi makahawa sa iba. Common signs and symptoms can include fever, cough, a loss of taste or smell, shortness of breath or difficulty of breathing, muscle ache, sore throat, headache, and chest pain. How does it spread? The virus seems to be transmitted mainly by small respiratory droplets through sneezing, coughing, or when people interact with each other for some time in close proximity, usually less than 1 meter. These droplets can be inhaled or they can land on surfaces that others may come into contact with, who can then get infected when they touch their nose, mouth, or eyes. Naipapasa ang virus sa pamamagitan ng pagsagap ng talsik ng laway kapag umuubo, bumabahin, or nagsasalita yung taong infected. Nangyayari ito kapag nagkakaroon ng malapitang pakikisalamuha sa taong may sakit. Kaya nga ina-advise ang social distancing para maiwasan na magkahawa-hawa. Next is prevention. Avoid large event and mass gatherings. Iwasan ang mga matataong lugar, gaya ng kapag may okasyon or birthday yan. Avoid close contact within about 6 feet or 2 meters with anyone who is sick or has symptoms. Iwasan din yung malapitang pakikisalamuha. Magkaroon ng social distancing. Stay at home as much as possible. Manatili sa loob ng bahay. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Ugaling maghugas ng kamay gamit ang sabon at tubig. Pagkatapos ay gumamit ng alcohol dahil humahawak tayo ng iba't ibang bagay na maaaring kontaminado. Cover your face with a cloth face mask in public spaces. Cover your mouth and nose with tissue when you cough or sneeze. Takipan natin ang ating mga ilong or bibig kapag uubo or babahin. Pero mas maigi na kung lagi ay magsusuot ng face mask. Clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces such as doorknob, light switches, electronics, and counters daily. I-disinfect din yung mga bagay na lagi nating hinahawakan. Lalo na at iba't ibang tao ang maaaring humawak doon. Treatment and medicines. As of now, there is no specific treatment or vaccine against COVID-19. However, many of the symptoms can be treated based on the patient clinical condition. Supportive care for infected persons is highly effective. Most of these infected have recovered with only supportive care. Sa ngayon, wala pang gamot or bakuna laban sa COVID-19. Ang isinasagawa pa lang ngayon ay yung supportive care, kung saan effective naman siya, depende nga lang sa kalagayan or kondisyon ng isang pasyente. Remdesivir is an antiviral medication designed to slow or stop the virus from creating copies of itself by blocking these particular enzymes. They were found to recover 4 days faster, an improvement of 31% when compared with other patients who only receive standard care and placebo. BSIE-1302 Research in mice has shown that it can reduce replication of multiple coronaviruses, including SARS-CoV-2. Unlike remdesivir, EIDD-2801 can be taken orally, which would make it available to a large number of people. Convalescent sera, which is a purified blood product from someone who has recovered from COVID-19, can block SARS-CoV-2 in cells in a dish in the lab and has the potential to help develop treatments. Passive immunization for COVID-19 is being tested in trials across the world, and so far, results seems to suggest it is safe to use. May mga gamot na ginagamit upang ma-reduce yung pagre-replicate ng virus sa loob ng katawan, tulad ng remdesivir at EIDD-2801. Pero, hindi pa rin siya yung pinaka-effective. Tapos yung convalescent sera, which is a blood product mula sa taong naka-recovered sa coronavirus. According to DOH, the patient needs to undergo examinations such as X-ray or CT scan and blood tests for monitoring purposes prior to admission. The current treatment protocol for COVID-19 patient is only supportive due to the absence of FDA-approved medicines that are effective against the virus. Those patients experiencing mild symptoms of COVID-19 like fever, cough, or sore throat should not take antibiotics without the advice of health professional. Instead, they advise the patient to take paracetamol every 4 hours to manage fever that reaches 37.5 degrees centigrade. Other measures like drinking plenty of water, fresh fruit juice, or mild tea, taking a bath regularly, wearing comfortable clothes, and using the right blankets while in an adequately ventilated room could also help manage fever. So, sa treatment naman, ayon sa DOH, dumadaan muna sa mga blood test, CT scan, at X-ray. Hindi rin basta-basta pinapainom ng antibiotics yung mga patient. Mas ina-advise nila na paracetamol ang i-take kapag mayroong fever.